Hi, my name's Dave Underhill. I'm on the Church Health and Capacity Building team, and what I want to do today is just take a quick look at the National Church Life Survey website and some of the resources there, and just run through a little bit of the survey that you get back to your church, and just understanding, just for an example today, just that one diagram that's on the front page. So one of the great things is, if you just see here on the web page, you just go to the National Church Life Survey, or ncls.org.au, see it up there, and in this website there is a ton of material. So you've got this stuff here on research, all sorts of things that they've done over the last 20 years, and planning and surveying, resources, leaders. You can have a read through all that. Now, if you're the sort of person who loves to just read through stuff, there's a ton of material here, and you can see it all down the side. So you've got engaging your profile, why churches plan, and etc. You can go through all that. But just for an example today, we're going to look at this engaging your profile and going to that 5 steps to review results. And if we just click on that one, now you'll see there's a couple of examples. So the second one there is a whole PowerPoint slide. So if you want to read through that, that explains all the different aspects of the survey. But for what we're doing today, if we just have a look at this one, and I've already got it ready there, so if I just pull it up, this is the Church Life Survey profile. It's a fictitious one they've put there. So it is Community Church, Churchville. And if you have a look, just for example, this first diagram here, what it actually does is tell you the 9 core competencies of the church, the 9 core skills in the church. So you've got service, worship. You can read that through there. But if you look at this diagram, it shows, our greatest strengths, and in this church, it's service and worship, down to not as strong. Now, the first thing when you look at this, you can kind of feel like, oh wow, we're really weak in leadership, especially if you're one of the leaders who are getting this result. But it might not be that at all. It might be that you're actually really strong in all those things. It's just that the church is very, very strong in service. So you need to kind of work out, why is it scaled down in that way, and what's actually going on there. And it might be too that your leadership is down here because the leadership has been working so well in the background that nobody's really noticed it. But you just need to find out what it is that's got that down on the bottom there. And now, how would you use this diagram, or how would you use this in planning? Well, this is one of those things, say, well, okay, the church is really strong at service and worship here. And so you might say, okay, how can we then keep building on those 2 strengths as a church? And what do we need to work on from some of these other ones that's actually going to support those and help continue to make them strong in the church? You also need to reflect on your vision as a church. So if your church's vision is to be, the most innovative, start-up, new congregations, try new ministries, and all that sort of stuff, if that's what your vision is, then you might want to actually say, well, look, we're doing service great and we're doing worship great, but our vision is really to be innovative and trying new things and getting out there on the edge. So you might want to say, well, what we really need to do is focus on innovation as a church in our planning and going forward with that. And then you might say, well, what's going to go along with that is, if we're trying lots of new things, we're going to have to really be good at including new people as well. So you might want to focus in on the inclusion and how you're going to go about including people. So that's how you might use that kind of diagram. Or you might say, okay, no, our vision was really to be a serving and worshipping church. And you might say, well, how can we build on that? So in my mind, I'd say, okay, well, what about faith sharing and inclusion? Now, those 2 things, as the church is on mission, trying to reach out into the community, trying to build up the kingdom of God, then you're going to want to focus on faith sharing and inclusion to support your service and your worship, to make them continue to be strong, but to build on the church. Anyway, that's just an example of how you might use that diagram and what it means in the Church Life Survey. So, of course, you can ring the National Church Life Survey people. You can get on the website, check all the info out. If you want a hand from us, you just have to ring the Baptist Union and ask for someone on the Church Health and Capacity Building team. Thanks. God bless. Have a great day.